Hi, my name is Maureen. Welcome to day 4 of total body conditioning. Today we're going to work on our core. We're going to start seated, legs crossed if you can. If this doesn't feel good, you're going to bring your legs out to the front and we're going to sit up nice and tall. If you're sitting in this position, your feet are together. Otherwise, you're sitting cross-legged. And we are going to bring our hips from side to side, get a little shift through the hips, and then come back to the center. Take a big breath in, release it out, bring your hands behind your hips and press down, opening up your chest, and come back. Come back to the center, restack your spine over your hips. We're gonna bring the arms out to the sides and trying to keep this hip planted to the floor. We're gonna rotate to one side, bring your arms down, then lift back up to the center, come back to the middle and turn the other way, trying to keep your hips planted to the floor and thinking about lifting up your spine and staying really nice and long. I'm going to take this hand, bring it down to the side. This hand is going to come up and over. As I'm reaching up and over, this hip is pressing down toward the floor, so it's not lifting up. And then lift up just a little bit up at the upper body, turn, rotate, and reach out toward a corner. Come back to the center and come up and over to the other side. Hand comes down next to your hip. You're going to reach out to the side, press this hip out, reach forward, come back to the center, and then come back up. We're going to turn and come down onto our backs. A couple of things that you can do. You can just simply roll down if you have that roll down strength, or you can use your legs as a lever to help you come down. And we're coming all the way down onto our backs. We're going to bring our hips or our heels near our hips. Hands placed down next to the hips. Press through the heels. Take a breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, engage your ab muscles and press your lower back down to the floor. We're going to hold right there. Pelvis is tucked up toward the ceiling just a little bit. Go ahead, squeeze the glutes. Lift up, we're going to come up into our bridge and hold. Hold this bridge. We're going to bring our forearms up, fingertips pointing up toward the ceiling. You can stay here or you can draw your fingertips up a little bit higher. We're going to hold right here, squeeze the glutes, engaging the abs the whole time. Turn your palms out and we're going to press down like we are pressing through water, and you squeeze your glutes up and lift up again. Hold, hold, hold. We're going to press down like we're pressing down through water. Here comes our last one. Press down. Hands come down to the floor and lower your hips down toward the floor, but don't touch. Just hover and then lift up again, engaging the abs, engaging the glutes. Come back down again. Lower, hover, squeeze the glutes, lift up, engaging the abs. One more time, lower down, hover, lift up, and then if you can, you're going to reach your hands underneath your hips, clasp the hands, open up the chest, squeeze your glutes up a little bit higher, release the hands, bring them down next to the hips, and roll all the way down, one vertebra at a time, and release. Just wiggle around just a little bit. Move the heels, move the toes. We're going to lift the upper body up like there's a string pulling you up toward the ceiling. Bring the hands out to the sides, eyes between the knees, and we're going to lift and lower. I'm not coming all the way down. I'm just doing a little squeeze through my abdomen. Blow your air out as you come to the top. All right, we're going to lift up, hold, 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 hold. Palms facing down. Bring them a little bit lower, then little pulses down. Keeping your legs stable, knees are stable, you're looking through your knees, and if you need a little bit of support, you're going to bring one hand out to the side and lift up here. Otherwise, both hands are pulsing down. We got 8 more. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Bring your hands down and slowly roll the upper body down. All right, stretch out just a little bit. flex at your feet, and stretch fingertips to the other side of the room. Go ahead this time, arch your back just a little bit so you get a nice stretch through the front of the abs, and then we're gonna release that. We're gonna turn over to the side and then over into tabletop position. We got our knees underneath the hips, wrists under elbows, under shoulders, and just start by doing a little rock through the hips. And we're gonna come back to the center and we're gonna hold right here. Hips pointing down, we got one arm out, one leg out. And here's a little tip. If you feel like you're unstable, go ahead, bring one foot down and have one arm out. We're gonna switch this up, other side. The whole time, the goal is to keep the hips pointed down toward the floor. Breathe out as you reach your arms and legs nice and long. Keeping head and neck in alignment. One more each side. Last one here. We're gonna come back into tabletop. We're gonna lift up into cat. What I want you to think about is using your abdominals to lift up, your shoulders round last. Come back to flat back. Let's do that 2 more times. Take a breath in. Lift up as you're breathing out, contracting and letting the air out, and come back to flat back, come back to tabletop. One more time. Chin comes to the chest. You're contracting your abs, opening up the spine, and coming back to the center and into tabletop. We're gonna come back and do a few more things with the front part of the abs. So I'm sitting up nice and tall, feet flat on the floor, heels in line with the hips. And I'm gonna start by just opening up the back. Bring my hands to my shins and give a little tug, pulling the shoulders open so you can sit up nice and tall. Feel the lower band of your abs working, and we're gonna roll down. Start by tucking your chin to your chest, and then navel comes in like you're avoiding a punch. Once we're all the way down, we're gonna bring one knee into tabletop, the other knee into tabletop, and we're gonna start tapping the toes. Hands can stay flat, or they can reach up toward the ceiling. Check in with the lower back, making sure that it is either neutral, so not arched or rounded, or you're squeezing your abdominal muscles down so that your lower back can touch the floor. A couple more sets right here. Just a little tap. Feel that lower band of abdominal muscles working. Here's the last one. And we're gonna hold here. We're gonna lift up. We're gonna bring fingertips to the base of the skull. One leg comes out, and we're gonna rotate side to side doing bicycles. Using the obliques, using the sides of the waist. Looking good. We got a set of 8. Almost there, we're halfway through. 4, 3, 2, here's that last one. Bring your knees in towards your chest, your forehead up towards your knees. Hold up here. We're gonna open up arms and legs, reach out. Just hold. Then come back in, give yourself a little hug. Bring your feet down and bring your upper body down. Bring your feet down to the floor, one foot at a time, or both coming down at the same time, and release. All right, we're gonna stretch out the legs and come all the way up to seated. Reach fingertips to one end of the room, tuck your chin to your chest, and we're gonna roll up. Sitting up nice and tall, fingertips pointing out, and we're gonna hold down here. We're gonna use our elbows and our forearms to support ourselves. So we're gonna come back here and really engage your abs. Shoulders stay out of the ears so we're not hunched up. We're lifted up. We're gonna bring feet together. We're gonna bring knees in and press out. Now watch the lower back. The lower you are to the floor, the more pressure it might put on your back. So you can always come in. You can also do one leg at a time and build up. But we're gonna press out and come back in. See, I caught myself. Lift out. We're gonna do a couple more like this, and then we got a little pattern. Here it is. We come out, lift up, lower down, and then knees are coming in. Push out, lift up, lower down, and knees come in. 2 more like this. Out, lift, lower. Woo, I'm feeling those abs. I hope you do too. Last one, knees come in and come and push yourself all the way up. We're gonna come into our last move, coming into a plank. So let's set this up. Come into your plank. Let's look at all the different ways. Your first plank actually is coming into a tabletop position. So you can hold right here, or you can be on your knees. And when I say on your knees, I actually mean right above your kneecap. So you're not right on the knee joint, or you can come up on your toes. If you're on your toes, more narrow is a little more challenging, a little less stable. Wider is gonna be a little more stable. We're gonna hold here. As you are up here, engage your abs. Blow your air out, don't hold your breath. All right, we're gonna lower the knees and lift them up. So if you're on your knees, you're gonna lift and lower. Just finishing this out, nice and strong, full body workout. Last one, bring one knee in, the other knee in, lift up, come back to that cat, come back down, and then come into a child's pose, walking your fingers out and blowing your air out. And release. And we're gonna come back to the beginning, coming into cross-legged and sitting up nice and tall. Go ahead and rock your knees and your hips side to side. And then come back to the center. Let's bring our arms up, stretch through the sides of the body, still keeping those hips planted on the floor, and release. And that has been day 4 of total body conditioning. I hope you join me for day 5. Have a great rest of your day.